questions you have about the demonstration or any tech-related question. We are here to help you and do this to help you. No question is dumb, and we will do what we can to keep it simple. Thank you. We will be starting soon. Hoorah. Hello. Okay.
You're good.
I'm not hearing myself. Hold on a minute.
Okay, so I'll say hello. Hello, everyone.
Either, Ralph. Hold on. Something happened to my...
Oh. Can everyone hear me?
You take it, Ralph.
I guess I will. I don't know if everyone can hear me or not. Forgot to pop out my chat. Okay. So I got it for the moment. Welcome in, everyone. That's funny because we were just talking and okay, I can hear you now. Can you hear me? Just talking. Okay, I can hear you now. Can you hear me? Okay, I was getting some feedback. Okay, I was getting some feedback. I wonder if that's you or me. Because I don't have YouTube open. But I am definitely hearing an echo.
Fine a minute ago. Now I can't hear nothing.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We were talking before we started, and we were fine. Yeah, that's what I was saying. We were talking before we started, and we were fine. But I am getting an echo. I'm hearing myself. But I am getting an echo. I'm hearing myself. I don't know where that's coming from. But I'm not getting an echo from you. I don't know where that's coming from. And you're not hearing me. I'm not getting an echo from you. It's too strange.
Hello. Okay.
Well, I got it. Okay, I think everybody was saying that they could hear me. Well, I got it. Okay, I think everybody was saying that they could hear me. Yeah, I'm getting some very strange feedback, so I'm not even sure it's you.
Hold on. I can hear now, I think. But the volume's low. Say something.
Okay, I'm saying something now.
Yeah. I can hear you.
Okay.
But it's not loud. Hold on a minute.
I'm saying something now.
It's up all the way.
I was just checking my stuff. I should be good. My mic is good.
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm
I was
just
checking my stuff.
it's just quiet now on my end, and I got to figure out why.
Okay, can everybody hear Eddie now?
Hello. Hello, hello. Okay.
Okay, Gary is saying he's hearing an echo.
I'm not worried about Gary's echo. That's on his end.
Okay.
I got to find out why I can't hear. I mean, it's quiet. Da, 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 da. Up
Yeah, you were a little quiet when we were on, but it wasn't bad. Not, I mean, you weren't real quiet.
They say they barely hear me too. Hello. Yes. They hear Ralph just fine.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know why I'm lower right now. Okay.
Okay, and I think I've lost my echo because I'm not hearing it now. All right.
Hello.
I guess we're
Say something, Ralph.
good to go. Can you hear
I
me?
can't hear you at all. What the heck?
Okay, I didn't do anything that time.
Hello.
Yep, I got you.
Gum. It was just fine before we started. Audio.
Okay, so it seems like everyone can hear me fine,
Hello,
and
hello.
I don't have
Hello.
my echo
Okay,
now.
they should be able
So
to hear me. Speaker Jetty Classic. Okay, they should be able to hear me better now, but I can't hear.
yeah, but we
Nothing.
got a high, kind of a high
Can't hear you,
hiss
Ralph. I don't know
behind
if
you.
they can or not.
You can't hear me? What the heck?
Just talk loud, Eddie. Yeah, they can hear me better. I turned my gain up on my mic.
Yeah, I've
can
got
y'all hear
you,
Ralph? Because I can't.
Okay, I'm talking right now. I'm talking. I don't know why Eddie can't hear me.
Yeah,
I think
y'all
you
should
guys can
me
hear
fine.
me.
But I can't hear Ralph for some reason.
Okay, M says he hears us. She hears us both.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Nope, that ain't it.
I do not know. Des says she can hear you.
Yeah, y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear Ralph?
Yeah, they can hear me.
Yeah, okay, Arlene says yes, I hear Ralph. I don't know let me restart. Let me leave and come back. Ralph, I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. Yeah, guys, we were in the studio here talking before we started the live, and everything was fine. We start the live, play the intro, and when Eddie comes back, he's having audio problems, and neither one of us did anything to change any of our audio settings at all. So I'm not quite sure what's happening there, but Eddie will jump out and come back in. Obviously, something got hung up somewhere along the line. Been a lot of that going around. I have, excuse me, Nest thermostats, and we had some thunderstorms the other night, and the one upstairs was just completely hung up. I mean, just completely locked up. So don't know what did it. I had to go in and just reboot it. I rebooted it and everything was fine. So weird things happen. But that's normal. Like I said, we were in talking fine just before we started. So we will wait for Eddie to get back. Okay.
Yep.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you now. What happened is the cord my mic cord got pulled and it pulled it out.
A good connection might have something to do with it.
All right. I was going through every freaking setting and everything else, and I'm like, something ain't right here. But what it was is I guess the cords are tangled. Hold on a second. Let me try to.
That's funny. Yeah. What's the first two steps of troubleshooting? Is it plugged in? Is it turned on? Yeah. I always do that first.
Yeah.
But you always do that last because it's like the last thing you think about. Well, it was plugged in. Why did it come unplugged? You know?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Sorry.
I guess that's our comedy routine for the night. Huh? Yeah, Tim, loose nut on Eddie's keyboard. Blame it on Gracie. She jumped up there and ran across your keyboard.
Yeah,
disconnected your mic.
It was. It was like this right there. It wasn't all the way out.
Okay.
It just got pulled out a little bit to where it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know, full contact.
Yeah.
Yeah, those little separations on that connector are different channels and stuff. So,
all right, let's see.
Part of what it wanted.
Okay, we have Arlene, we have RC, Robert Charles, we have Butler Family Farm, Chef's Backyard, Chef Civvy, Cindy Dogwood College, Desert Living, Devil Dogs Keeper Jamie, Peaceful Dez, Tim Mitchell, Todd Saul, Wolf and Snort, YouTube Police, M Bug, Wanda, and YouTube Police. Okay, and guys, me and Ralph are both streaming, so if you're not connected to Webb's Web, you can go over in his live as well. Hit the thumbs up for both of us, and you can stay over there or over here, both of them, I don't care.
Yep, doesn't make any difference. I will tell you, I'm not watching my chat from over there, so, but we're seeing both of them here. It's not like we're going to miss anything. I don't have the chat window up actively watching it. But this grabs them both. So tonight, what we're going to talk about is we're going to start with Evmux, and then we can change over to anything we want, or we can stay on Evmux. Is doing CoStreaming. There's a couple different ways that you can connect other channels and stuff. So one of them is kind of unsecure. One of them is I won't say better. It's just a little more secure. So we're going to show that tonight. And then if anybody has any questions or anything, or if we want to stay on Evmux.
I have a question. It's on Evmux. It's on Evmux too. This comes from one of the viewers or whatever, and I could not find it, but maybe you would know. Whenever you record on Evmux, record a video or live stream or whatever, whenever you download it to your computer, is there a way that you can, is it just going to go to the downloads folder, or is there a way you can set on Evmux, set a specific drive and folder and file to go to?
I don't know if you can do that on Evmux.
Yeah, I tried to look in.
Excuse me, I'm usually on, of course, we're on Windows, and I usually use Chrome when I'm downloading stuff. I don't know what the direct download it uses is, but usually in Windows, it will remember your last download directory. So if you downloaded something to, say, your downloads folder, and then let's say you downloaded music and you downloaded into your music folder, the next time you went back to go back to your downloads, it might be pointed to your music folder. You can turn that on and off. I don't know where it is right off the top of my head, but usually that's controlled by either your operating system, your browser, or actually the application that you're using. I don't remember. Let me look over here just a second. Nope, I don't have any recordings in.
Well, see, I had some recordings
Sorry.
and I downloaded it and it just took it into my downloads, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's it, and it may just automatically do that to your downloads because that's the default for pretty much all operating systems. But like I said, if you go tell it to, I don't know, I don't even remember if it when you download it, did it come up and ask you for a directory, or did it just dump it into your download?
It just dumped it into downloads. That's why I'm saying. And I looked under options. I looked all over to see if I could change my directory, and I didn't see one. That's why I'm. And this is, Timmy says, hold on. Tim said we have ours going to our D drive portable. And then Civi says the D drive is not portable to me. That's my SD in the laptop. E drive is portable. You never save the portable unless you're backing it up. It's not fast enough.
Yeah, that's just the way they have their drives and everything set up. But if it didn't ask you for a directory, then yeah, it's probably hardwired to go just to your default downloads.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I said you can change where your downloads is. You know, if it's like the C drive, and that's where your your operating system and everything else is on your C drive, and you don't want it going to your C drive, you can change your downloads folder to a different drive, and then when you download it, it'll go to a different folder, a different drive rather, and it'll go to your downloads folder on a different drive.
Yeah, those are your quote unquote default directories in Windows. Yeah, and you can change the location of those. You don't have to have those go to C.
Yeah.
And in fact, that's one thing that I do when I build a PC for myself or my sister or anybody that I'm going to be working on their PCs is I move those direct. We always put at least two drives, one for an operating system and one for, I just call it data, where you keep everything. Like you put your programs on C, you put all your data on D. So in Windows, you can move the location of my documents, music, pictures, videos, all those, the downloads directory, those, again, default directories in Windows. You can change the default location of those to a different drive.
Well, the echo problem, I think, was on my end.
He plugged his mic in all the way.
No, I have Elgato Wavelink, and I had Google go into my StreamMix. I had my microphone, but then I also had Google Chrome, and so it was taking the
that's where
mic
the echo was
and
coming.
the Google Chrome. Yeah, so watch. Elgato's really freaking nice, really sweet, and everything else. But if you have more than one thing going to your stream, I'm going to unclick this Google Chrome, and most likely you'll get an echo. Okay, it's unclicked. Y'all get an echo now?
We'll have to see.
So that's probably what it was, Nina.
Yeah, I'm not hearing it. They might be.
Yeah, she goes, I see it picked up double. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Wavelink is it's audio routing. It's a software audio router. Works really well.
Yeah. And you notice they actually changed that too on the update or whatever, because my voice mod now goes through the microphone, Yeti Classic. The Yeti does and the voice mod does. So I don't have to have that separate voice mod channel now.
There's appears, I can't verify this, it's just what I'm seeing in what you can get on the Elgato website and stuff. Seems to be a good close collaboration between Elgato and the voice mod people.
Yeah. And so that helped.
Which is a good thing.
Because I had and it's still there actually. The voice mod channel I actually had set up in Elgato, okay? And when I was talking and voice mod was up and Elgato was up, Wavelink was up rather, and nothing was coming through the voice mod, but then yet I could hear it when I played stuff. I'm like, what the heck's going on? So I even took it out of Stream Mix. It's still there, but I took it out of Stream Mix, and I muted my mic here, my Yeti, and I played it, and it was coming through the microphone Yeti Classic. I'm like, cool.
Yeah, you have to. Voice mod adds another level of, I'll say, complication into it. They've really tried to make it easy because voice mod is pretty cool. I mean, you can do a lot with it. They've almost gotten to where you can do too much with it. You don't know what you're doing, so you can't find what you want. But no, it's still really nice. But
no, it's getting better from what I see.
Oh yeah, well, you can. They also you can rearrange things now. Like I like to have my microphones at the top, and if like when I swapped out my Wave XLR to get the new one.
Yeah, I remember that.
Put it down at the bottom. Yeah, and
you had to delete. Yeah, you had to delete it and then re-add it. You had to delete the first thing.
Yeah. That is a little bit of my OCD coming out that I wanted that at the top. But now you can rearrange them and stuff, so it's really nice. Hey. Yeah, Bushcraft, I almost agree with you with the voice mod V3. He's saying that he liked voice. I think we both did it. He likes voice mod. He didn't like voice mod 3. They almost overcomplicated the interface. Before it was
they kind of did.
Before it was relatively easy to find the voices you liked and the sound effects you liked, and now you almost have to set up a soundboard to find the ones you like, and
exactly add
because the voices you like.
If y'all are using voice mod and stuff, some of these things have profanity and everything else, and if you don't listen to it first, you could be freaking in trouble there.
Yeah, I mean, they've gone to have so much on there, and there's some R-rated, there's some X-rated, and there's some that's really good. So, yeah, they made it difficult when it didn't need to be. I liked the version 2 interface better myself too. I don't use it very much.
But they've added a whole lot more to the version 3. I mean, that's the thing is, yes, it's not as user friendly. You got to go through and create your own soundboard, because before they had them grouped into freaking different thing like cartoon things and stuff like that. Where now, I still seen it. I just don't know where it is.
Well, they still have a group.
You click it on sounds, and then you have the memes, music, games, SF, special effects, anime, YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's still grouped, but I mean,
but it's not. It's even the groupings. Even the groupings are not the same as they were.
Yeah, correct.
Like they had all I'll call them the standard, the basic, the air horn, the error, with the clapping, the crickets. They had all those grouped in one little thing, and I can't remember what it was called. And now they're in one, but it's called Prankster or something like that.
Yeah.
It's not obvious that they're in that one, it's what you got to deal with when you work with online stuff. If they decide to change the interface, you don't have much choice but to just get used to it. It is a pain. But it was a radical change. It wasn't a 2 or 3 step process to get to a whole new interface. They just look, this is completely different. Surprise. Enjoy getting used to it. But
I did see that before. I did see where they did have it, what it was before, but I don't know where it went.
Yeah, like I said, they made it complicated when it didn't need to be.
Yeah. Oh, here's Jerry's though. Y'all can hear that, right?
I heard it broken up.
Oh, hold on. There you go. Did you hear it, or was it still broken up?
It was a little garbled. I heard it better.
I don't know what the heck's happening then.
Don't know. Yeah, Em says
All
she
right.
heard something. Anyway, we've gotten completely off track.
Yep. Sorry.
No, that's okay. We were on track as far as we were talking tech, so whatever. Anyway, what I've got to show is kind of quick anyway, so that's why I was saying we could do other stuff. So we did other stuff. So now we'll do what we were going to do. Okay, co-streaming on Evmux. I'm going to pull up my other account on the PC behind me so we don't get the crazy step out and stuff. And I did go ahead and pay for this account I'm going to keep it for a month so I can do some tutorials and stuff. So if we want to do something, we can do it with this account. So again, back to the CoStreaming. 2 ways to do it. If you have the free version, you don't have the option to do the RTMP. Okay, you have to have, you can still do it by adding a destination, but you've got to have the other person's YouTube login, which is their password and their ID and stuff. Okay, that requires that you trust that person enough with that data, because that means with your YouTube ID and password, they can log into your YouTube channel anytime they want and do whatever they want. They have your login credentials. Okay. That's what Eddie and I do, but I trust Eddie. But when we started this, I only had the free version. He only had the free version. So to get it started and to get it set up, that's what we had to do. If you have either the basic or the pro plan, you can do custom RTMP, which is basically just all you need is the stream key and the server ID, and you get that from YouTube, and I'll show you how to do that. It's the same. It's pretty much the same way you connect OBS if you're going to use your stream key instead. A lot of services, they need this stream key, so it's not something that's just crazy stuff. So let's add this, and I will bring this up. Okay. So this is your dashboard when you first log into Evmux. Like I said, this is my secondary account on the PC behind me.
Okay, real quick, while he's at this screen, for y'all that are not familiar with Evmux, that have never used Evmux or anything else, this is what Evmuxes look like. This is the dashboard. Now, on the very top left, where it says Web's Web 2, that's what's called your project. Okay, very top left, Ralph. Well, very top left where the projects are with the drop down arrow.
Oh, this one
Where it
is?
says, yep. That's what's called your projects. Well, it's your projects, but it's like, because I am with Ed Whistle Stop Homestead and Jerry Butler Family Farm and Jan or whatever, I can click on that down arrow and they will all be listed. So I would switch back and forth to them. If he had different projects there, even under this account, like under this project right here, I have, well, not this one, but under mine, I have my Devil Dogs Live, which Gary is an admin on. And then I have Tech Talk, which Ralph's an admin on. So there would be 2 under that Web's Web 2, under the drop-down box, if that makes sense.
Yep, there would be, if you're a collaborator on another channel, they'll all be listed here. So like Eddie said, when he's on his interface, he drops this down, he sees his normal every weekly one with Gary, and then there's another one for Tech Talk, which is the two of us. But yeah, this is your main thing. We'll jump back to this. That's why I went ahead and did this account for a month. I'm going to cancel it after that, but we can do stuff and really show people how Evmux works with this. So
yeah, that's awesome.
So just like, I can't remember how StreamYard and all these others work, but you create destinations. So this is just where you're going to stream to. I don't have anything set up in here right now. So all I did was click on destinations down here. I don't know if you can hear that beeping, but I'm getting a million notifications right here for the moment. Anyway, jump back over here. So this is where you add your YouTube channels and your guests and everything else. So I'm just going to add destination. And normally if you're adding your YouTube channel, you add this. If you're on the free version, you have to use this or whatever service you're using. You don't have this custom RTMP. Okay. So this is what you're going to choose. And it doesn't need much information. You have to give it a name. So I'll just call it test. And you can see the red asterisk up here, required field, just like normal. So I'm just going to call him test. The server URL. Okay, this is where you have to get the server URL and the stream key from YouTube. So I'm going to jump over here to YouTube. And the way you get this is you come to create and you get go live. Okay, hopefully this won't mess with us here. And it's going to. I was afraid of this. I don't know if I can get to this or not. Okay. You want to be up here, not down here. We have a live going. I wasn't sure what was going to happen when I tried to look at this while we were actually doing a live, and there was really no way to test it. So anyway, since we were live, it brought me down here into manage. And what you need is to be here, and you go to learn how to use encoders, which is what we're doing basically. So here's your stream key and here's your server. They're right here. And you can copy them. So I'll copy from there, come over here and paste it over here. And then I'll jump back over here. Now I'm going to copy this, but I'm not going to paste it over here because I don't want to broadcast my stream key to all of YouTube. Because if you have that, then you can stream to my channel. But you would normally paste it in this field right here, and then you would just click done. Now, since it's not required, I can go ahead and click this and it's going to save it. So there's my destinations. So now I've created that. And you can do that as long as you have somebody's stream key and the server URL, you can create a destination to stream to their channel. And that's all it takes. So you have two ways to connect. You can do it with their YouTube logins, which kind of unsecure, but again, if you trust the person, that's fine and it works. And again, if you have the free, you have to do it that way. Doesn't mean that you can't co-stream. It just means that you really need to trust the person you're working with. And then again, if you have the basic plan or the pro plan, then you can set up these custom RTMPs. Will it help if you set up another live stream? I don't quite understand what you're asking, Gary. Okay, so this is just a destination. This isn't going anywhere. I'm not sure exactly if you're asking me in the... So we'll go back up here. Maybe this will explain what you want, Gary. I'm not sure. So again, all we did was add the destination into Evmux. We haven't told any of our studios or anything to use that destination yet. So to do that, we come into our studio. You're getting a blank screen because the webcam covers down on that one behind me. You would just see green anyway because I'm not over there. So you see, I don't have any destinations in the studio right now up here. All it will do is record. So if I want to add a destination, I just come up here and this is what they're going to look like. And if I roll over it, it says test, and that's the one I just created. So I will add him, and then it shows you everything just so you can check it, save it. And now if I hit go live, it's going to that destination. That's how it works. And again, destinations, again, depending upon the plan you're on. The free plan, I think you get 2 destinations. The basic plan, I believe, is 4 destinations. And the pro plan is, I want to say 9. That doesn't sound right. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. But it's more. Maybe it's 5. I don't remember what it is. It's more anyway. But you're paying more for that plan too. But that's how you add a CoStream or a destination in Evmux. It's pretty simple stuff. Now, if I'm in the studio and I want to go back to here, you just did that little back arrow. So again, this is your main interface for Evmux. So when you sign up and you go in and you get in your first time, this is what you will see. So you have, this is what part of what confuses people. You have projects and then you have studios. So again, a project is what Eddie uses to differentiate his normal live stream on Saturday from Tech Talk. So he has 2 projects, one for his normal stream, one for Tech Talk. Now within those projects, you can have multiple studios. So you can have one that you use for production, which is what we're using right now. He also has one in his Tech Talk for test that we use just for messing around with, for trying different things, and it doesn't mess with the one that doesn't mess up the one that we use for production. And on mine, the one that I have one that I just, if I was going to record stuff, that I would just do recordings with. So it doesn't have any destinations in it at all. So like that studio I was just in, if you noticed when I first went into it, excuse me, it said record up here. If I come in here to edit destinations and I turn him off and I save it, since there are no destinations for this now, you can just record with it. So if you wanted to record something, either for later broadcast or for download or whatever, you can record directly on here. It'll save it. You can download it. And that's what the person that was asking Eddie's question earlier was talking about. They had a recording, and you can have it record while you're live too. So you can if you have it record, you can download your live, do whatever you want with it, edit it, whatever floats your boat with it. But you do have that ability to record. Like I said, I just have one studio set up that if I want to use this for recording, again, I use it to test stuff with, see what it looks like once I record it, just to mess around with. So that's how you do that. Eddie, do we want to show like how to add stuff? Do we want to do like a demo? We probably got time.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Like, for one, okay,
Go ahead.
people get confused when you say projects or studios, okay? So right now Ralph is in a project and there's a studio where it says Web's Web 2 right there. That's it, this project, okay? Well, he has one studio down below there, but he can create multiple studios under this project, okay? Or he can
Yep.
create multiple projects as well.
Right. So if I
Like
wanted to add, go ahead. Sorry.
Jerry has like 5 different studios because when you only have one studio, you can only schedule one live, your next live. So Jerry has 5 studios, one for every week, and he schedules his lives a month out because sometimes there's five Mondays in a month. So he will go in and you can duplicate the studio so they all look the same. Okay. But you can name them different things. So he'll have week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and week 5. He'll go in and set up his lives for the next month because some people say that the longer your live is scheduled, people will hit that reminder button, and then when it comes up, it'll remind people that you have a live coming up.
Right. And he can, in the way that he does that, he can go into like, okay, this week, he does the hashtag contest every week. So week 1, the word is whatever it is, violets. Okay, he can go ahead and set that up for week 1. Week 2, he already maybe knows the word. He can go ahead and set that next wheel up in that next week's studio and have the word in there, and it's all ready to go. So he can completely set up that live stream before it goes live. Have, you notice a lot of times he changes the colors and stuff on the banners at the bottom. He probably has a different one set, different color set for each week and stuff like that. So it becomes very user friendly, and if you work with it a little bit and figure out how it works for you, it becomes very, very, very useful. Yeah, Tim is saying we do that too. We have 5 studios plus a recording studio. Yeah, the more you play around with this, the more you find out how it's useful. So that's your dashboard, and it shows you how much storage you've used and everything else. So obviously tells you how many hours you've been live. So I don't use this one. So obviously nothing. This lets you manage studios. So you can look at your studios. If you recorded something, it'll be over here in the recordings. So if you want to add a new studio, you just click create. And you can set it however you want it to be. If it's going to be a live stream or a recording, doesn't really matter which one you pick, because you can just not give it destinations. Just put that, give it a title, test 2. Next. I'm not going to give him destinations, skip for now. But if you were setting up a live stream and you were going to give it you already had all of your destinations defined, you could go ahead and select them there. Save it. It's going to go into the studio. And there it is. I'll add myself to the scene. But again, this is not my camera. This is the PC behind me. It's facing the back of my green screen. And the camera lens is covered. So you're getting a black screen. But that's how you go in and create a new studio. So now if I go back out, now I have 2 studios. And this will, the top one will always be the one you went into last. It always puts the last one you went into on top. So
also, whenever you have this under the project, okay, not the studios, but like under this project, you could have a collaborator or admin or whatever else. That's the collaborators over on the left-hand side. Okay, so say this would be me and Ralph. He could add me to this whole project, which is Web's Web 2. Okay, if he created but you can only have one on the free or the basic plan. Now, if you created another project, which would be like up on the left-hand side where it has a blue W and it says Web's Web 2, if he created another one, which would be Web's Web 3 or whatever, then he could assign someone else as a collaborator, like Gary or whatever, and then Gary would have the same controls or functions of an admin on the Web's Web 3, not the Web's Web 2, but the Web's Web 3. I would be the collaborator admin for the Web's Web 2, and then Gary would be the admin for the Web's Web 3.
Right. You got to remember, when you add a collaborator, you're adding collaborator to Evmux, and then you assign them to whatever studio you want them to have control of, or whatever project you want them to have control of. So when you add a collaborator in here, you're just adding them to Evmux. It's more of an admin type thing. And then you assign them to, do you assign it to the project, or do you assign, you assign them to the project, not the studio, right? And this is an invite. So you create this invite, and it sends an email to them, and they have to go through a couple little things. I don't remember exactly what you do, but they get an email.
And they get an email, and then they accept it, and then it would make them. Okay. Right. Desert wants to know what's the difference between a collaborator and a speaker. A speaker is like a guest, I believe.
Yeah, speakers is something I haven't really quite figured out how to use yet. You define speakers, and it's like it's somebody you're going to have
as
like
a
on
guest.
A podcast as a guest on something. But when you create them, you have to assign them to a studio or to a live or something. I haven't really quite figured these out yet. I haven't really figured out a good use for them. I think it's more used for like podcast.
I think they can come in the studio without having, a link or whatever, but I don't think that they can control stuff like a collaborator or admin.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing as a collaborator in that you're really assigning a speaker to Evmux. Kind of. That's what I mean. I haven't really quite figured these things out yet. So add speaker. So you have to have their email, their name, and this subline is just something that it's like the second line in the chat you're seeing, or the highlighted chat you're seeing there. So you create them. So you have to let them know. It's like I said, I really haven't figured out a use for these other than if you're doing a podcast. Okay, you're doing a podcast. You do it once a week. This week it's you and Eddie. Okay. Next week and you already have this pre-planned, of course. So the week after that's going to be you and myself. The week after that, it's you and Jerry. If you go in and set these speakers up because they're going to be in a future broadcast, then you can just bring them in as a speaker on a pro scene.
I have a question there. Go back into that last scene real quick, Ralph. Or I mean the last under the speakers information, add speaker. No, click on add speaker. There you go. Speaker Studios. What is that? Is that the studio that they're allowed to go in or something?
Right. That's the one you're going to add them to. And they will actually get an email saying you've been invited to this. Because Nina, if you remember, I sent you an email saying, I'll be glad to come in, but I'm not really into that subject you were talking about in that live, but you tried to add me as a speaker. I understood what you were trying to do. So, I mean, it's kind of odd how they work. But like I said, I think it's more for like I said, a podcast that you have scheduled and that this week is this guest, next week is that guest. And, again, I haven't figured out a use for them for myself or what we would be doing here. If you could just add them and then you could pre-put them into a scene, that would work.
Which
but
you
again,
can. You can.
Right, but it's confusing to them because, like I said, when Nina added me as a speaker for whatever she was playing in, it sent me an email saying, "Hey, you've been invited to be a speaker into like this broadcast." So it makes it sound like, you know, you're going to be brought up on a panel or something. It's kind of weird the way it works. So, like I said, I haven't figured out a good use for these for what we do.
I think it does, Ralph. Like, go into your actual studio right there. Not here, but go into your actual, like, your live. Like, yeah, go into a studio, and then go in, enter one of them. Okay, when you add a speaker, you see over on the hold on. Okay, you see over on the left-hand side under layers where it has you as a already up on panel. Especially when you especially when you have a pro scene, you can actually under layers, like go in go under a pro scene real quick.
Okay, let's back up a second. Okay, I'm in
the
dynamic scene. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I have seen this before. Under layers, it will have you over on the left-hand side once you add yourself, but it'll also have another spot there for speaker. That's even though they haven't entered the studio or anything, so you can already put them where they're going to go up on the panel. You see what I'm saying?
Right. No, I know. So we're going to add a new scene. We're going to add scene, and we're just going to add a blank scene. They have some pre-built ones here. We're just going to add a blank scene. Double click on it, works better. So now I have a completely blank scene. There's nothing in it. I'm not even in it. So I will add my blank self to it. See, so what Eddie's talking about, if you come over here to layers, down here you have speakers.
Yep.
So you can add a speaker that's somebody that you already have in here. Okay. Yep. But if you're like when Eddie's doing his normal live, people come up on panel, they are not speakers. They don't get added to this speakers list.
Right. Yep.
Okay. It doesn't get automatically populated with the people that are in there. That's why I'm saying it's more for like a podcast where you know you're going to have people coming up and stuff. Because that's usually in a podcast, you're going to have maybe one extra person, maybe two. And you're going to use a pro scene and you're going to put, you know, your people where you want them, and they're not going to move around and nobody else is going to come up. It's a relatively static scene. Right. It's not like a panel where you're having people come up and it's dynamic. You're having people come in and go out and change and all that good stuff. So again, that's one of the things about Evmux that's a little bit different from the others, and why we're always saying that it's kind of a hybrid between what a Restream StreamYard is, kind of a single use type thing, and OBS, is that this dynamic scene is a static scene. You can't add layers to it. You can't add widgets to it. You can't add any of the neat stuff to it, but it works just like the single purpose streaming services like Restream and StreamYard.
Yep.
You notice it has all of these same controls down here. Okay. So if you're familiar with those, you can add, you know, your backgrounds and stuff here. So it's very, very much like the very simple streaming services. And you just stay in this dynamic scene and you don't worry about the pro scenes or any of this other stuff. But again, if you're just going to stay here, you're not going to be able to add any of the layers. I almost don't know why they even have it here, because as soon as you pick this, it's going to tell you to go to a pro scene.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of weird, but I guess they just have it there so you can see what's available and then figure out how to use your pro scenes.
But see, that's the thing. A lot of people, they're worried about Evmux. They're saying it's too complicated. And if you're not into all the stuff, you stay in the dynamic scene. It's just like StreamYard. If you see down at the bottom, it has the different layouts, the same controls with mute your mic, turn off your camera, your settings, your share screen, stuff like that. But it also has the different layouts right there. And you double click on Ralph on the dynamic scene, it'll bigify him, or you double click again and it'll smallify him. Little whatever. So the thing is Evmux, the dynamic scene, is just as easy as Talk Studio, as StreamYard, as Restream, as any of that other stuff. But
Right.
however,
let me jump in here for a second. If
sure.
if we were on a panel on this PC behind me and we were actually doing something, if Eddie came up, he would be over here in the other little panel, and then it automatically adds them as they come in. You just hit this invite guest, send them the link, post the link, whatever you want to do, just like every other streaming service. And they would come in here, and it's just like the other ones. You grab them if you want to move them around and, switch them around and stuff. So again, little differences, but as far as if you're used to using some of the others, this dynamic scene is just like the others. And
but
again,
even the dynamic scene has some cool little features as far as, and even if you're on the free one, you get like 2 or 3 different backgrounds. You can have the little countdown. Now, if you're on the free one, you will have the Evmux overlay.
Yeah, there'll be a
but he can change the backgrounds just by clicking on the background right there, and it'll change it. Also, if you scroll down where the lower thirds are, it's under brand. I'm sorry. If you click on brand, you can move you can take the name off, or you can reposition.
Yeah. This shows you some of your stuff that you can do. This brand stuff, especially if you're in the free version, you want to come check this out, because this is kind of like a similar thing they have in StreamYard that they call brand, where you can set your default colors and all that good stuff. So you can come in here and you can change whatever you want in here. There is a spot in here where you can put, you can put frames. They have some good stuff in here. So you can change your custom font. You can change your lower thirds, the way they look and stuff. So there's just some customizations for your
the lower
stuff.
thirds there. You can, if you don't want people's names up there or whatever, you can undo that button and it'll take it off. Or you can go to the custom once it's on, and then you can move it to different parts of your screen.
Right, but you can also, once you do that, you can come here and you can change and you can pick these different styles.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a good bit of customization that you can do
and
here.
Colors and stuff like that. Or you know, with the instead of the bottom left, you can put it center, bottom right, top left, top right, or top center. So you can reposition the place you want the names to show up as well.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in here. So yeah, good bit of customization in here that you can do. Now, since we created this pro scene, and the pro scene right now doesn't have anything in it but my camera, and that's it. So to get all the neat little toys and fun things, contest wheels and all that other stuff, we are going to come over here into, how come the layers aren't coming up?
Because you're in the dynamic scene.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So here's our layers. And right now it's just me. I'm the only thing in there because I added myself from down here. So I'm it. And I have complete control over this window. Okay, so I can move it, I can resize it, I can do whatever I want with it.
You can make him a circle.
Yep. Just by going in here and make me a circle. So you can do whatever you really want to. Just gonna leave them right there for the moment. So add layers. Layers. Okay. Dynamic grid. This is what you should use as your first step of going from a dynamic scene to a pro scene. Because what this does is it takes this view right here. You don't have any of these other views if you're using this using the dynamic scene in a pro scene. Okay, the dynamic, I'll call it the widget. It's just this scene, but you still can control it the same way. You just can't pick any of these. So it's just this scene. So I am going to remove that, and I'm going to bring in this as a dynamic grid. Okay, and there I am. And I'm going to make it maximum so that it pretty much covers the whole thing. Now this will act just like the dynamic scene. So if Eddie was to come in and a third person was to come in, they would be added just like in the dynamic scene. You don't have to control each person individually.
Hey Ralph.
Go ahead.
You want to send me an invite?
No, because if I pop this up here, everybody's going to see it. Just believe me, it does what we say, and it does. So this is just like like I said, you can make it big. So it gives you all the ease of using the dynamic scene. And now if I want to add contest wheels and the chat box and all of that other stuff in here, I can, and I don't have to worry about moving everybody around because they're each in their own little box and I have to move those people around. So I can take this and I can actually make it smaller. Now, again, if there was 3 or 4 people in here, they would all get smaller too. But that would give me room to add something else. So most of these fun things are in the apps and widget stuff here. So if I click on that, and let's just add the chat box. Add the scene, and he's over there. So now I have my chat box. And I'll just populate it with some test stuff. So that's what your chat box would look like. You can make it bigger, whatever you want to do with it. And again, this is a dynamic grid. So as people came in and out, they would be there. And again, you would not have to mess with resizing them and doing all that stuff that Eddie likes doing. It just makes your transition from going to just using the dynamic scene to having a scene where you can add some of these fun things and not have to worry about moving people around and taking care of all of that. Again, start out easy, start out using the dynamic scene only until you get used to it. Then move up to a pro scene. If you feel like going all the way and doing each person individually, knock yourself out. It's all what makes you comfortable. Learn this in steps. It's kind of like Da Vinci. Don't get overwhelmed by everything that it can do. You're not going to learn everything it can do the first 2 or 3 times you use it. And again, everybody figures out ways that it works for them, just like Jerry and the way he set up his lives. That's what works for him. That's what Tim has done also. So you learn to use the software in ways that it works for you. So add your chat, do whatever you need to. There's all kinds of widgets and stuff. There's all kinds of settings on these things when you go into them that you can play with and change around. We could spend hours and hours and hours and hours going through each one of these widgets. And you can turn it off so that it's still there, but it's not being seen. So we'll go add another widget, a viewers count. We'll add a viewers count. Let's tell you how many people you have on your live. Want to sneeze? So if you just wanted to if you were just doing YouTube, you can just put your YouTube up there and you can change the size and all that good stuff. And then if you want to get rid of one, you can just come over here and remove scene. So there's all kinds of fun stuff you can do here. This is the hashtag giveaway. So anybody that's been to pretty much any of our lives has seen this and all your settings and over here and stuff. So that's how you do it. You just put it wherever you want, resize it. Typical normal stuff. If you're used to using OBS, this is very, very similar to OBS. Again, not quite as entailed as OBS can get, but they have pretty much everything that people like to do as far as giveaway tools, stuff like that. So this is the giveaway wheel. They have polls. This is the dice little thing that Eddie uses. You can put QR codes. This is the trivia that you've seen. There's just all kinds of stuff in here. Audio visualizer for doing waveform type stuff. Again, this is all just fun stuff, and you just come in here and play. They've added something.
Solar roll call chat? I haven't seen
Yeah,
that
chart.
one.
That's
Oh, chart.
What is that?
I don't know. I haven't seen that one.
Let's go look. See, this is another thing. You always have to come in here and look at these things because they're always adding stuff. Oh, you don't have a maximize. I can't see what you are. What's this doing? Drop your production. I don't know. I don't have any idea what that is.
Production.
This may have something to do with, I don't know, with stocks or something. Some of these widgets are stock related. I don't know. Anyway. That's too confusing to mess with right
What's
now.
the whiteboard thing?
You can draw.
Oh, you can play charades or something? I mean, what's it called? The thing where you draw things? People try to guess what you're
Pictionary.
Yeah.
Or yeah, whatever that is. It's a whiteboard drawing thing.
Hey, that may be kind of fun.
Yeah. Well, read the screen, Ralph. It says double click to draw. There's different things you can use up here to draw different things. Yeah, I haven't played with this very much.
Well, come on, let's play a game. Draw some, Ralph. Let us guess.
I can't see.
Moron.
These things are really. These things are really. Yeah, you can write moron. Let's see. Where's the text? If I could type. I really can't.
Okay. Now, there's a lot of people. We got 23 people in here. Do me a favor.
Yeah.
See if comments. Go to comments real quick on yours. I don't know if it'll do it because comments don't go live until you actually go live. But yeah, will it?
Yeah, but I can still pop them out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it will.
Show them what we do here. That way.
Okay. This is. Yeah. This is for Windows people. Yeah. I don't know about layouts and stuff on Macs. I know Zippo about Macs. But anyway, in Windows, we have these different layouts and stuff. So what I do is you pop this out. I hope this will work. Yeah, it's going to work. So I come up here and I use this layout right here.
I do the same thing because Ralph showed me this. And then that way you don't have to keep switching back between layers.
And then I'll just bring this over here. So now I have my chat popped out and I have my Evmux screen over here. And
so like people that are familiar with people that are familiar with StreamYard and like to chat on the right-hand side, for one, it gives them the chat on the right-hand side. For 2, they don't have to, if they're adding stuff or doing layers or whatever else, they don't have to keep switching back and forth between layers and comments, because your comments are automatically on the right-hand side now, and you can leave it on layers or go to music or banners over on the left-hand side.
Right. So I can go and work with my layers over here, and my chat is still over here. I'm not, if I don't have this popped out and either somewhere or laid out like this, whenever you come over here, you're going to, this comments, if you're looking here, you're not going to see your comments because you're working with your layers. So this was something that we asked for, and a bunch of people asked for, was to be able to pop this chat out into its own window so that we could do layouts and we could work with our, that's exactly what we said. So we could work with the layers and still have our chat visible. And we always say this, we always harp about this. These guys are so responsive when you ask them for new little features and stuff like that, that it's rare these days that you have a company that is as responsive as they are. I know I've probably asked for 5 or 6 things.
We asked them to make a docking station, and they didn't make a docking station, but they did the next best thing, which they allowed you to pop out chat, and then using on the Windows thing, you can do what Ralph just showed you right there.
Yeah. Yeah, we ask them to put the chat on the other side in its own window. So they went a step further and said, here, pop the thing out and put it wherever you want. So they took it a step further for us. So you can put that wherever you want. If you want it on, if you have a dual monitors, triple monitors, whatever, you can put it on another monitor if you want to.
Yep.
This just works nice because it keeps everything right in front of us.
Exactly. Yep.
So again, what Eddie and I are seeing right now as we're doing this live is this screen right here. Not this particular one, but that's what the interface that we're looking at on our computer screen is, with our chat over here and our Evmux screen over here. And you can resize this too if you want to. I have it as small as it'll go on the screen. Or you can close it all the way if you want, just to give yourself some more room. So that's how you mess around. And you can, as you're in a live, you've seen us do it many times, jump back and forth between the dynamic scene and pro scenes. You could add, let's say you had like a contest wheel or something in this, and you wanted another scene that just had no contest wheel in it. Well, you could just make a new scene without it, or you could just turn it on and off here. Either one, doesn't matter.
Let me say this real quick, Desert.
Good.
I understand popping YouTube chat out. Well, we've done that before too. But the thing is with it over on the right-hand side, you can always, on the left-hand side, you can stay in layers or do whatever over on the left-hand side, but you can type or you can highlight like that. You can't highlight in YouTube chat, but on Evmux chat, you can highlight the stuff on the right-hand side, or you can type on the right-hand side, just, because of that, and it'll pop up in the chat. So you can still have access to the highlighting and everything while you're in the layers on the left-hand side. It makes it really, really nice.
Yep. Plus, if you're co-streaming, YouTube does not aggregate your chats. This aggregates your chats, which means it just pulls them all in and shows them in one interface. So if you're co-streaming and you're just looking at YouTube chat, if you've got 3 people that you're having your podcast with, you got to have 3 separate windows popped up so you can see everybody's chat. This, if you're co-streaming through here, it will pull up everybody's chat into the chat window. So they're all right here. They're all in this window right here, and you don't have to worry about having 3 extra windows popped out, or however. Again, everybody does things differently and how it works for them. But that just makes it really easy. And like Eddie said, you can highlight your chats over here if you want. That's just a test chat that comes in it. So you can play with it and see what it looks like and stuff. So
Gary just asked a question. I'm trying to find it over here. Maybe it didn't pop out. Hold on. He asks, I seen it over in your chat. It says, can you use that to stream in vertical as well as horizontal? It may have been a while up.
Yes, if you come here, it swaps from landscape to portrait, which is basically portrait is vertical.
Next question is, can you do them both at the same time?
I don't know.
Because I know some people, like one of the AFC South, channels that I watch, they stream both in horizontal and vertical at the same time on the same channel.
I will have to research that and get back because I don't know. But you also see when I switch this, it changed the layout. So now I have to come in here and move these things around. I want to say I think somebody had tried this, but I don't remember who it was.
You're adding a destination, like it seems like you could do both, but it's the same destination, Gary. I don't know. Maybe you could do it like that.
Well, the destination is just where you're sending it to. This is what's controlling what's going out, and I don't know if you can do them both at the same time. Because if you remember when I was,
Jerry said Windstone does it in both. Is he on Evmux or is he on a different one? Jerry.
Yeah, I don't do vertical streaming. So
Jerry's not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's using. Yeah, Todd, play with it. It's one of those programs that the more you play with it, the more you figure out, again, how to use it, how you want it to work for you. Like I said, it's really nice that it has like all the basic game stuff that everybody likes to do on everybody's lives. And, it's nice to have it all built in right in there together. You don't have to pull up any other tabs. You don't have to go to any other websites. It's all right there. Polls. It's just literally all right in these apps and widgets. Chat boxes. News block is pretty cool. That's a new one. Again, trivia game. The hashtag giveaway, scrolling text. This is what Jerry uses to do his scrolling text on the bottom of his live. Eddie uses this. The polls is just a poll that you can run while you're on your live. A lot of different layouts. Wheel of Luck is the spinning wheel that Eddie uses. You can put QR codes, audio visualizers, notes just for yourself. Again, if you're doing Bible stuff, there's a whole Bible widget in here for verses and stuff. If you're into stock market and stuff like that, you have stock market stuff. That's why I'm thinking this might have something to do with stock market stuff. Sports scores, sports stats on players and stuff. So there's just all kinds of stuff in here to play with. But again, it's all right here. I'm not having to go somewhere else to another website or somewhere else within this website to pull this stuff up and have to have another tab I have to pull up and everything else. And the wheels, you've seen people on their lives have multiple wheels up there. You can add the same widget multiple times if you want, so you can have your multiple wheels. Again, it can be very simple and just work in the dynamic scenes where you don't use any of this stuff. And it's just like all the single use, that's what I'll call them, single use streaming services like Restream, StreamYard, and those that are like that. Or you can take it further and do whatever you want with it. but don't think you're going to get into it within a couple hours, figure out everything that it has to offer. And you have to look at the different plans to actually, see what each plan offers as far as what you want to be able to do with it. Most people do fine with the basic plan. About the only thing that I wish was in the basic plan that's not is web sources. But to get that, you have to get the pro plan. That's the only thing I wish that was in the lower one. But if that's the only thing I got to give up,
Jerry says, Ralph, the roll call is how much people chat in the chat.
oh, okay.
Let's see that. Hold on. Let's do it on this
That's
side.
the one that was the one that we didn't know what was all about.
Yeah, hold on.
Jerry must have been playing with it while we were rambling about other stuff.
Give me a second. Add new widget. Apps and widgets. Right here, roll call. Add the scene. All right, solar roll call. Drop your production like 23 point. Instruction.
Yeah.
Chart focus. Contributor spotlight. Auto rotate. Compact strip.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't see how that use latest comment. Advanced. I don't know, Jerry. How'd you figure that out? Because I don't see nothing to. Let's see. Copy prompt line, test tools.
Click on no location tags yet.
You do it. You do it. Go ahead. You can.
I can't do it.
What do you mean? Yeah, you can.
No, I can't.
Why? Go to your. Yes, you can. You're an admin on here.
No, I can't. I'm trying to click on it right now and I can't.
You're in settings?
No, I don't think I can control widgets. I can think I'm moving around, but I don't think I can. Oh, wait.
I control them on. Oh wait, yeah, I control them on Jerry's and stuff like that. I did his wheel the other day.
Instruction. I don't know what this is.
What does Morons know? Hey, Jerry says, well, maybe I was wrong. Kilowatt hours, that's electricity. And it says solar roll call. That's got to be how many? That seems to me like something electricity. Well, we will have to work on it then.
Tell you what. Hang on. Let's do this. Hold on. Maybe if we read what it says when we try to add it instead of just jumping right in.
Thanks a lot, Jerry.
Okay, this is where I got it. It says solar roll call chart turns tagged live stream comments into a live on-screen community chart.
Oh, wait. Participants. How did they get there? You and me. Oh, that's trivia. How'd trivia get there?
I don't know. Again. That'll be one to explore offline.
Thanks a lot, Jerry. It ain't what Jerry was saying.
Yeah. But anyway, that's just a really, really quick look at kind of how this works. And I'll see if I can't find out.
He said you're welcome.
Yeah, that's a new one. I'll have to. Some of these can be a little bit Some of them takes a little bit to figure out how to configure them to work and exactly what they do.
We got 4 minutes left before two dudes give clues.
That was all I was going to show. So we got to jump back over here.
Anybody got any questions real quick? I think they were asking questions as we was going. So I think everybody stay right where you are. We got 3 minutes, and then you'll automatically switch over to Two Dudes Give Clues with Jerry and Gary. They're streaming on both Butler Family Farms and Belt Loop 29. So
all right.
And I would like to thank Arlene, Bushcraft Music, Butler Family Farm, Cooking with Stephen and Jacqueline, Desert Living, Drunken Chef Barbecue, M Bug, Morons, Wolf and Snort, YouTube Police 29, Independent Mary United, and now they're typing Meritage Art and Light, Desert Living Chef Civvy. I think I got everybody over there. And whoops. There we go. And that's it. That's all for everybody that was in here. So
cool.
I want to thank everybody for coming in. And we will see you next week. We got a couple minutes left. So you want to say goodbye, Ralph?
Yep. I'll just let everybody know I have been really busy here lately. I've had friends from Turkey they lived here and then they moved back to Turkey and now they're trying to move back here. So 2 flights back and forth to try to find housing and all that good stuff. So I've been really tied up with them. Plus I'm having some health issues that I don't know the answers to, so I won't talk about them too much. But I'm having trouble with my back and some other junk, but I'll work through it and we'll go from there. But we've just been trying to hang in there, and now that my friends are back in Turkey, hopefully things will calm down for a little bit around here. It's just been nuts around my house. I haven't been around in people's lives as much as I normally am, and I've just been really busy. Normally I have so much extra time I don't know what to do, but since the beginning of the year, it's just been one thing after another. So I'm still here. I'm still kicking.
Your wife glad they're back? I mean, is she good friends with them or anything?
Oh yeah, these are really, really close friends. So we were sad when they decided to move back to Turkey, but we're glad they're coming back. But he's got to sell his house and all of his stuff in Turkey before he moves back, and housing is way more expensive around this area now than when he lived here before. So he's having trouble finding something decent to live in that he can, just outright buy and not have a house payment with what he gets from his house in Turkey. So,
all right, guys, right under that red line, the live line, there's a little toggle switch that says autoplay. Make sure it's autoplay is on, and it'll automatically kick you over to Two Dudes Give Clues with Jerry and Gary. And until next Saturday, might see you on around in other channels. Next Saturday will be Day with the Dogs. So Semper Fi. Thank y'all for coming in. Hope it helped y'all. Devil Dog out.